Well, Billy, we should have done this video yesterday,
Hey, you on
but
that
I was
road,
hammered down.
man.
I was hammered down, had my foot in the breather, trying to get from Connecticut to Indianapolis. I got there about midnight, 1 o'clock last night. You know what I hate about going to Indianapolis?
What's that?
Here's what I hate, because they don't ever change their clocks. They don't do that fall backwards and go forwards, and I never know what time zone they're on. And half the year, you think they're on Central Time, and you show up and you're an hour late.
Yeah.
And so I've got to log on, find out, all right, what kind of time zone they on. So I was nervous wreck that I was going to be late. And then I found out what time they was on Eastern Time. I said, all right, that's cool. I can do that.
Hey, Bobby, you've been busy, man. You're on that road all the time, man. You can't do shows on the road while you're driving. You got to make that money for this show can stay on the road.
Hey, with the money I got left in bet now, I can't even buy a two-piece snack at churches, bro.
Hey,
$4.13. I mean, I think it's $4.99 for a two-piece snack. You get 2 pieces of dark meat, which I like dark meat. I don't like white meat. And you get like one potato wedge and a little rinky-dink biscuit. I can't even get that.
hey, well, you might maybe go back to McDonald's then, man. And get this.
Dollar menu.
Oh man, I don't have too much myself, man. I think I'm up to maybe right at about 605 or something like that.
Yeah, stop it. Stop it.
Just a little
Bragging.
bit.
Well, I'm going to double my money this week. Let me tell you something. I'm going to get this out of the way because it's too time consuming and I can't go place four $1 bets on four games. That's just too much of your time for your return on your money. So I'm going to lay it all on the big orange, Billy. Let me tell you something. It's 34.5. I last heard we were underdogs. There ain't no way we're losing by more than 34 points. It ain't going to happen. I'm telling you, Alabama's defense ain't what it used to be. Our offense is starting to click. The only thing that gives me hesitation, Billy, is I don't know what quarterback we're starting. I heard it was a game time decision. I don't know if anybody out there can comment if you've heard anything, but I read an article that it was a game time decision. But it don't matter who we've got at quarterback, Billy. I think it's going to be that 2 to 3 touchdown range. I don't know. What do you think about that game?
I mean, that's going to be right now on paper is very lopsided. Pruitt has something. He can prove if he can go in there and do something that you know. We're talking about the giant here, man. We're talking about the number one team in the country, man. We're talking about a school that has turned into a dynasty. These guys here don't know how to lose, especially at home. This is going to be one of those games where our kids gonna have to go out there and lay it all out on the line. The coach is gonna have to open up the playbook. Like Coach Pruitt said, hey, we might have kick onside kicks every time.
Yeah.
So and I was telling one of my buddies here the other day when he said that, I said, well, dang, if he talking about kicking onside kicks every time, that means we're gonna be scoring some points. so,
That's
so
right.
so I like the confidence he has right now. He's going down into a situation where he kind of grew up himself and became a really elite defensive coordinator. Because he learns a lot from Nick, and of course, being a defensive minded as he's himself. I can see them actually giving Alabama a little fit if they play my quarterback. And what I mean by that, someone that can take care of the ball. I know everybody want to see the electric plays, the big plays, and I mean, heck, I'd rather see us win 3-0. Just to show people that offense ain't all about winning, man. It's defense that we got to slow those guys down. I mean, I don't know if we got to like break some toes or do something, but it's gonna be a tough game for the Vols.
Well, before we get into talking about the old times when you played against Alabama, let's get this bet now. And I wanted to give a big special shout out to betnow.eu. Go there right now. Check them out. Sign up for something happened there. I thought I had it on do not disturb. But anyway, go check out betnow.eu. they'll match your deposit dollar for dollar. But Billy, tell me where you said you was playing one play. What's your bet now? Hashtag Sam Strong bet.
Well, first I said I was gonna play one play, Bobby. I'm actually gonna try to double up tomorrow and do something I shouldn't be trying to do, but I'm gonna try it. So tomorrow I'm gonna take Saturday I'm gonna take my son's team, Georgia Southern. I keep on playing these guys, and I said I was gonna leave them alone, but I think they're favored, man. I mean, they shouldn't be favored to anybody. And it's what they're playing Coastal Carolina, and they're favored by 6.5 points. I'm gonna put $100 on them to cover the spread.
On Georgia Southern.
Yes, I'm gonna
All
play.
right.
And my next one is I'm gonna play another $100. I'm gonna play Baylor's playing Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, they're okay team. Baylor, they're okay, but I just don't know why Baylor's even the underdogs here. They're underdogs by 4 points. So I'm gonna take the 4 points with Baylor right there to come out swinging and keep it close within a field goal. And I'm gonna put another $100 on that. So I got 200 in play. Bobby, if you need me to let you borrow some, man, let me know, man. Send me a little Cash App or a BetNow app or something, and I'll send you $20 over there, man.
Well, I think it's against the rules, but hey, if you want to send me some, send me some. But I'm not going to need it because I'm on come Sunday morning about 1 a.m. My available balance on BetNow is going to be about $8, and next week I'm going to parlay 5 of it on a 7-game parlay, and I'm going to get back in the running. I promise you. So what else are you going to bet, Billy?
That's all I'm touching there, man. Well, tonight I'm going to actually touch a game. I'm going to put I didn't want to play this because we don't get to play the games during the week. But I'm going to take Arkansas State with the plus 6.5 points. They got Louisiana Lafayette. It's going to be a high-scoring affair, man. I mean, you're talking probably about 80 points to get scored tonight, and I really think Arkansas State's going to upset Louisiana Lafayette. And I'll just put $50 on that just to get started for the weekend.
Well, you're playing rich man betting right now compared to what I'm doing, but I tell you what, I got robbed, Billy. Early in the year, I got robbed on a couple of half-point hooks that took all my money.
Bobby, I told you not to play it like that, man. I told you to follow my lead. And you shall. Your tail lights wouldn't be. Well, I don't even see the tail lights no more. You probably don't even see my tail lights now.
I know this don't sound right, Billy, but my bets were the smarter bets. How come I'm down to $4 and you up to $600?
Well, that's what they always told me, man. Sometimes those, smart people, with smart betting, like they say the Ivy League's supposed to be the smartest people, but why are they playing football?
All right, Billy, let's talk about something good. You know what's so sad about this Alabama rivalry or any Tennessee football right now is we've got to go way back, so far back in the Wayback Machine just to get talking about our glory days. Talk to me about your years on Rocky Top. 96, 97, and 98. I think you got injured before the 99 game. But let's just talk about it. Your first Alabama game. What do you remember most about that game?
Well, here, I'll say my first Alabama situation was 95. I was on the sideline, but, that's when, Joey Kent caught the pass across the middle and took it to the house. That was my redshirt year. So I got a chance to experience it. I saw it. And, that was something special there, man. Just for them to finally get over the hump of beating Alabama. And, of course, when it was my time to play Alabama, I mean, it was just what we were supposed to do, man. I mean, 96 came around, I finally got a chance to play in the game, and I'm a redshirt freshman. And Alabama they were good. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. They had great athletes just like they have right now. But we had the athletes. We had better athletes. We was just that much better than Alabama. I mean, They just couldn't even carry my jock back then, man. It was just so it was easy to me. I mean, it was like I said, Florida was the only team we had a problem with. Everybody else was just lunch meat. It was just I mean, like the video, we didn't give a damn about the whole state of Alabama. It was just one of those opportunities that we always had to go down there into the big stadium down there in Alabama. We got to play in what was that, Birmingham one year, and then they shut that down, and that's when we went down to Tuscaloosa. And we won down there, man. Those guys, they thought they was gonna beat us, but they couldn't. It was what it was, man. I mean, they couldn't even smell the jock, man. They couldn't even. We let them score because we had too many people get out of position. That's the only way they was gonna score back then.
Where were you at in '96 when your boy Jay Graham had that 79-yard touchdown run? He was gone. I saw Spencer Riley come out of the left guard spot, stun around. I mean, hit a linebacker on his butt, and Jay Graham was gone. That safety thought he had an angle, but there wasn't no angle on him at all. He was gone. Where were you at when that happened?
Well, Bob, I was on the sideline, Bob. I'm gonna tell you something about me, man. When anytime anybody scored a touchdown, I just remember, as a kid, and like anytime someone scored a touchdown, the camera always went to the guy that scored the touchdown, or went to the head coach or whatever in the camera. And anytime anybody did a big play on offense, I was always go next to Coach Former, and so the camera can be so my family can see me on TV or something. Or I run over there to the guy that scored a touchdown and kind of congratulate him and stuff like that. That was how I used to call home collect.
Oh man, that's a good one. Man, did it look as fast as it did on TV when he made that run?
Well, see, I mean, we know Jake Graham was fast, man. I mean, our running backs back in those days, man, these guys was big and fast. I mean, if you can go back and like see some of these guys 40-yard dashes and stuff and 100-meter times, this was track speed, man. These guys were fast. I mean, Jay was on the track team, so he had some blazing speed. I mean, when you saw him leave the DBs the way he did, it wasn't a coincidence, man. He was just that fast.
Tell me something. I know you and I both know the class of '95. Those were the boys. Those were the hosses. I know Dwayne Goodrich claims he had the best class, but who all out of your class played in that '96 game? Was that Al Wilson was on the field? I know that. Who else?
I think our whole team played there. You had Philip Crosby. You had Sean Bryson. You had Chad Clifton. You had myself, Al Wilson, Peerless Price. Let's see. Then, of course, you had Sean Johnson playing a lot of special teams. Antron Peebles. Who else was out there? I think that's pretty much it right there.
All right, let's go to '97. Where was that at? Was that in Legion Field or was that in Birmingham?
'97 would have been in Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Well, no, Birmingham, in Legion Field, back in it in the ghetto.
What do you remember about that game? I mean, is your greatest memory when you tagged old Freddie Kitchens? Was it the third or fourth quarter? Give me some memories about that game.
Well, '97, when I got a chance to play Alabama, it was my first game back after my neck injury. I had to miss pretty much 3 games before I had a chance to play again. I hurt my neck the week of the Ole Miss game that year, and I missed the next 2 games. And me coming back to practice, I was the only one on the team that had fresh legs. Of course, me, I mean, I'm always bouncing around and laughing, having a good time out there on the practice field. And of course, the coaches was trying to ease me back into the game and stuff. But I was telling the coach, man, I done told you so many times, the chances of us winning ball games is if I'm in the game. And I remember when they put me in the game, and I'm playing against Alabama, so it's always the team that everybody always talked about. And I remember getting to the quarterback and tipping the ball and knocking it down, and then I finally got to the quarterback and sacked Kitchens. And this was somebody out, we used to call this man what the sack master. Because Leonard Little and Jonathan Brown used to kill this man. I used to feel sorry for the quarterback, man, with these guys getting at them. And it was very rare that as a defensive tackle, we got opportunity to get to the quarterback because our defensive ends had them before we got them. So it was crazy.
That was awesome. Now, when y'all beat Alabama or Auburn, did y'all sing that song, "We Don't Give a Damn About the Whole State of Alabama"? Or was that a tradition that died with Johnny Majors?
That was a tradition, man. I mean, I hope that they can get back to that tradition. That was something that Coach Foreman, he believed in. It didn't matter what school it was, but for some reason, anytime it was Alabama, it was that much louder. You would think that we had singers and pop stars all in the locker room, how they're dancing and singing and smoking cigars and stuff. It was a special moment singing. We don't give a damn about the whole state of Alabama.
All right, now tell me, out of all the people in that locker room, who was the best singer?
Man, we had
who
many
could sing?
Man, we had so many singers on that squad, man. I mean, we had opportunities for guys to get record deals. They had to turn it down because they was on scholarship. They couldn't accept money. You had a guy like Al Wilson can sing, Ron Green can sing, Antron Peebles, Mickey Allen, the guy about Stephen Kelly. Who else? It was a couple of guys. Jermaine Copeland. These guys here was great singers.
Well, I know one person that can't sing because he tried on your birthday wish video. That's Big Cat Sean Ellis.
Big Cat, no, he can't sing, man. No. That's why I started laughing, man, when he started singing that part from that movie, man. I was like,
he tried, though. He tried.
I said, man, he need to drink some water before he starts singing that song. Yeah, but we did have a couple of guys that could sing, man. I mean, they were serious too. I mean, I used to be like the so-called manager and stuff, helping them set stuff up. And I was like, nah, man, y'all not might try to get me to start singing. Like somebody would drop out the group, like they was like the 5 Heartbeats or somebody, and Eddie Kane dropped out, and they try to replace him with somebody. Oh man, that's a whole nother story with that, Bobby. We got to talk about that. I got to get all those guys on the show at one time.
So you serious? Al Wilson could sing.
Yes, Al Wilson.
Wow.
Antron, Mickey Allen.
I could see Antron. I've talked to him on the phone. I could see he sings. I know Ron Green can sing. I've seen him on Facebook. But
Mickey Allen and Jermaine Copeland.
Who was the best?
Out of all of them, I mean, God, that's a tough one, man.
Ron Green can sing. I don't know how good he was back then.
Ron was good, man. Ron was pretty much the originator of the group in a sense. He pretty much got the guys together and they started singing. I mean, that's a tough one now, Bob, because they all had so many different talents that came to the table. You had for instance, Antron. He had that deep bass where it was just him and Al Wilson too. Al had that deep voice too, and he also had that that pitch too. Jermaine Copeland had a lot of full range, that high pitch, low notes, and of course Mickey Allen. He was the same way. He was just all around singers. And of course you heard Ron Green. I mean, he's been on like a couple of shows. He auditioned for like American Idol, The Voice, those things. And he's still trying to do it. I mean, he's trying to get it. He would not let that dream die.
All right, what do we got to do, Big Worm, to even make this thing close? You know what? I was thinking about this today. I want to beat Alabama, and anybody can beat anybody on any given day. But realistically, if we're all honest, we really don't have a chance of beating Alabama. Not in Tuscaloosa. We'd have to have a lot go right for us and a lot go wrong for Alabama, which is highly unlikely, but you never know. But, if we can get it to 21 points or less, I would feel good about our team. And that's sad to say if we came out of there losing by less than 21 points. But what do we got to do to be competitive?
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, first and foremost is you got to take care of the ball, man. I mean, Alabama, their defense, they're coming, man. Especially if the freshman is back there, quarterback, they're licking their chops, man. They are going to come and try to make him make mistakes, and they know that he will throw it and get rid of it. And that's the reason why I say I want the veteran guy back there, the guy that knows how to protect the ball. He takes a pounding when he gets sacked, but guess what? We didn't get rid of the ball, and we didn't give him the ball on the short side of the field. That's something that we got to do defensively. We got to get to Tua. We got to get to the quarterback. We got to slow down the play action pass, because if we can get Tua running around in that pocket or whatever, we can make him make some mistakes. But in order for us to truly win, we're going to get some luck on our side and hope that Alabama do what Georgia did last week, is in a sense play down to South Carolina's talent or that level of play that they was doing, or hope that Tennessee can come off the ball and knock them in the mouth and make them bleed, and finally find a way to get to the quarterback and realize that we can win, we can compete. That's what I want to see, the competition. I want to see some dogs barking out there, somebody that want to try to win and don't worry about that Alabama's number one, because I'm just a firm believer is, Alabama's number one. God knows I wish I could have played against a number one team with an Alabama when I played, because I know who I got across from me, and I got a chance there's a lot of scouts out there that's looking at these guys, and this is your time to shine. This is your time to make your name, put your name on a map, to become elite, to become that leader, and the one thing that I'm just going to let you know, that something that you said that I'm tired of hearing it. If we get our ass beat by 21 points, we got our ass beat. I don't like losing. Those kids over there don't want to lose. They don't care if it's 1 point. It's a loss. 21 points is too many. That don't matter. 14 is too many. 1 point is too many points to lose by. I don't care.
That's the player talking in you. That's because you were a beast. You were a lion out there.
Oh man, and social media. I'm hearing our fans. They're saying that they don't want Garantano to play. They want the young kid to play. Guess what? It ain't our choice. It's Pruitt's choice. He got to put the right man in there for the job. I don't want Maury in there against Bama. I'm sorry. I know what Bama would do to this kid. Yes, he is a gunslinger. He can do it. He give us an edge that people think that we don't already have with the other quarterback. But hey, it is what it is. He turns the ball over too much against the big opponents. He holds the ball just as long. It's just the play calling. It's all that matters. If our coaches do what they should do to win the ball game, as putting kids in the right situation.
All right, Big Worm. I've got to ask you. I got to ask you a question.
Talk to me.
When you were up there in the press box, and I got to give a plug to Zach at UT. I mean, starting this thing 2 years ago, and to see Volunteer Roadshow on a placemat up there was a dream come true, and you got to go up in with some legends up there. Why aren't our running backs doing what I thought they were going to be able to do to start the season? I thought our running backs was going to be one of the top in the SEC, and I've seen flashes of brilliance, and I know we've got the boys to do it. What did you see up there? When you're up there, you got a different advantage than you do on TV. Tell me what's going on with our running game.
Well, it's where it always starts at up front, Bobby. Offensive lineman has to clear some land for these guys to be able to run through it. These guys have been running for their lives. The yards that they've gotten so far, they've pretty much done all this on their own. I'm up there watching these guys, and the guys next to me talking about that same question that you're asking me about the running backs. Like, what happened to these guys? And I'm like, hey, it's the offensive line, man. You got to understand, this is a very young offensive line. You got freshmen out there. I mean, I don't care if they're 5-star, 10-star freshmen. It does not matter. You're playing SEC football. That does not matter until you get enough hours on your plate and eat enough to be able to be successful as an offensive lineman in the SEC, it's going to take us a little time. I mean, I'm thinking, next season we'll start to compete better. Until we get our offensive line to start digging ditches or as Trey Smith said, get those orange britches right. It's gonna be a long season, man. Once we get those guys communicating and playing together, that's when you'll start seeing our offensive line do really good.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that. All we have is up to go from here with our offensive line, and I'm still 1,000% committed to this team, and I always will be. I think you're right about our offensive line, but we do have Trey Smith there. I think we still have enough of an offensive line to run better than we are now. I don't know if it's the play calling that's stacking the box on our guys and just daring us to throw. I don't know what it is, but I still think we're underachieving carrying the rock, especially with Tim Jordan, Ty Chandler, and Eric Gray. I think we got the boys to run. And I've seen a lot of indecisiveness, but I've never played ball like you have. But it just seems like there's been some indecisiveness on where to go with the ball, a little hesitation. And, back in the day, you didn't see that with Jamal and Travis Henry. They created their hole. They went. And I don't see that right now.
Well, here, I'll tell you something that our offensive linemen will tell our running backs. And I remember hearing this a whole lot, because, like you said, our running backs will make a hole if it wasn't one there. And what they end up doing is they run up the offensive line's butt, and if it's just like, when you got a buggy pushing and somebody behind it run up on your heels, same thing. Those offensive linemen don't like that. And so once they realize, we in the way, we got to get out the way. So they start digging ditches and putting that defensive line in check and making a whole big enough hole for these running backs to get through, because back then, you didn't really need but a quick crease for these guys to get on second level. They get on second level, hey, I feel sorry for DBs. So highlight show.
Jamal could outrun the DB easy, and he was a big guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we've got the boys that could do the same thing. But I'm excited for this Saturday, Billy. The third Saturday in October, one of the greatest days for a Vol fan. I don't care how lopsided it is. We're always excited about this game. It's our biggest rival. It'll always be our biggest rival. And I just hope we can beat Alabama before Saban retires. That'll be a great dream for me.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen, Bob. It'll happen.
Well, anyway, let's get out of here. And don't forget to check out betnow.eu. Me and Billy, come out and see us at the Tap House on Saturday. We got some chicken wings, pizza, free sweet tea on Peters Road. We'll be out there sometime around noon. But we've got something I've never seen before, Billy, and that's a 9 o'clock game. Are you sure that's not a misprint?
It's not a misprint, man. That's when old Nick them, they complain about that 12 o'clock game, and I said, be careful what you ask for.
Well, I'd rather have a 9 o'clock game than I would a noon game. Those should be against the law. Really, that's just too early for a football game.
9 o'clock, man, that's too late.
All right, Billy, we're going to get on out of here. Those of you who've been watching us for a while, thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. Alabama, you better bring your A game, because if you slip up and don't bring your A++ game, we're going to beat you. I promise you that.
Yes, sir.